The Tang dynasty is considered by many to be China's golden age, a time of cultural exchange, economic growth, and relative peace after a period of great upheaval. It was a time when China was at the forefront of scientific and technological advancements, with inventions like gunpowder, paper money, and the world's first mechanical calculator. It was also a period when Chinese art and literature flourished, with poets like Li Bai and Du Fu, capturing the beauty of the natural world and the human condition. But how did the Tang dynasty come to be, and what factors led to its eventual decline? To answer these questions, we have to go back to the beginning. In 618 AD, the Sui dynasty came to an end after only 37 years in power. The new emperor, Li Yuan, took the title of Emperor Gaozu of the Tang dynasty. Initially, he continued many of the Sui's policies, including their highly centralized and bureaucratic government, but he also implemented some important changes. For example, he established a new system of taxation and land reform, which helped to boost agricultural production and generate more revenue for the state. He also created a standing army to defend the empire's borders. These reforms helped to stabilize the country and set the stage for the Tang dynasty's future successes. However, it was Li Shimin, the second emperor of the Tang dynasty, who really turned the tide and established the dynasty's dominance. Like his father before him, Li Shimin was a brilliant strategist and military leader. Under his rule, the Tang dynasty reached its territorial peak, stretching from the Pacific Ocean in the east to the Pamir Mountains in the west. This vast empire was made up of many different peoples, including the Han Chinese, the Turkic people, the Hui people, and the Mongols. Despite their differences, these diverse groups were brought together under the banner of the Tang dynasty. But it wasn't just military might that made the Tang dynasty so successful. It was also a golden age for Chinese culture. During the Tang dynasty, there was a flourishing of poetry, painting, calligraphy, and other art forms. Many famous Chinese poems were written during this period, including Quiet Night Thoughts by Li Bai and Spring Hope by Wang Wei. These poems often celebrated the beauty of nature and the simple pleasures in life. They also reflected the values of Confucianism, such as harmony, balance, and respect for elders. In addition to poetry, there was also a thriving trade in paintings and calligraphy during the Tang dynasty. Many famous Chinese painters, including Wu Daozi and Yan Liben, created works that were highly prized by collectors. Another important aspect of Tang culture was its emphasis on realism. This was especially evident in painting, where artists were encouraged to depict the world as they saw it, rather than in a more idealized or symbolic way. This new approach had a major impact on Chinese art and paved the way for later developments in realism. The Tang dynasty was also a major center of Buddhist learning. Many famous Buddhist monks and scholars lived in China during this period, including Xuanzang, who traveled to India to study Buddhist texts and bring them back to China. The influence of Buddhism can be seen in many areas of Temp culture, including poetry, painting, and sculpture. Despite its many achievements, the Temp dynasty eventually declined and fell. This was due to a number of factors, including the growing power of the nobility, increasing influence of Buddhism, and the empire's inability to defend its borders against outside invaders. By the year 97, the Tang dynasty was over. But its legacy lived on in the following song, Dynasty. In fact, many of the innovations and achievements of the Tang continued into the song, and the two dynasties are often seen as a continuation of one another. The Tang dynasty was truly a golden age in Chinese history. It was a time when China was at the forefront of science and technology, when its culture and art flourished, and when it was home to some of the greatest minds and innovators in history. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and check out our other videos on ancient China and other historical topics. We'll see you next time.